welcome. You're watching the News Hour Agenda. I'm Padmaja Joshi. There's a fresh fight in India over the idea of freedom of speech, and this comes in the backdrop of recent controversies over various films or actors, from Ranveer Singh's naked photo shoot to Lal Singh Chaddha to the picturization of Ravan in Adi Purush by Saif Ali Khan to now a saffron bikini in Pathan. Bollywood now seems to be sending out a message to the boycott battle, to the boycott brigade. Social media today said Shah Rukh Khan is being reduced to human nature, is reducing human nature to its baser self and only promoting negativity. A clear message was sent out that 21st century India cannot have 15th century views and values and feelings that are perpetually ripe for offense.
Social media is often driven by a certain narrowness of view that limits human nature to its baser self. I read somewhere that negativity increases social media consumption and thereby increases its commercial value as well. Such pursuits enclose the collective narrative, making it divisive and destructive.
The 1952 Cinematograph Act set out the structure of censorship as it stands today, upheld by the Film Certification Board. But even now, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm sure my colleagues on stage will agree, questions are being raised on civil liberties and freedom of expression.
I do not think it is the spirit of India to reject anything, reject any race, any culture. The spirit of India has always proclaimed the idea of unity. The ideal of unity never rejects anything, any race or any culture. It comprehends all.
Naturally then, soon after the actor's comments, it was hailed as the next war for freedom of speech, where Bollywood has finally risen against the tyranny and censorship of the BJP. Some even said that it's only because these actors and directors were in West Bengal that they even had the courage to speak up for free speech, because otherwise the rest of India, of course, has descended into an abyss of boycott, hate, totalitarianism and tyranny. Let's say this at the outset. People should have the liberty to make the films they want, to wear what they want. They should have the freedom to wear a bikini, whether it's saffron, yellow, green, blue or orange, as long as all of this is within the ambit of the law and is cleared by the censor board. But this demand of freedom should be even-handed. And that's why, while any sane person should welcome a healthy amount of debate on everything, they will also question, and they should question, why free speech advocates remain silent when Kangana Ranaut had a part of her office demolished when she spoke up against the Shiv Sena in Maharashtra. Why these people were indifferent when a BJP worker was jailed in West Bengal because she wrote against Mamata Banerjee. Why a lady Sunaina Hole was arrested for writing against Uddhav Thackeray in Maharashtra, and why an ex-serviceman was actually given a black eye by Shiv Senics because he had forwarded a WhatsApp meme about Uddhav Thackeray. Free speech should definitely be free, and we should also be free to then ask, why is the concern about free speech selective?
You're watching the News Hour at 10, debate number 1 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
Okay, joining us on the debate, Tushar Gupta, senior editor of Swaraj, Sherlin Chopra, actor, Nasir Abdullah, actor, Shoaib Jamai, president of Indian Muslim Foundation, and Riju Datta, spokesperson of the TMC. But between the two actors, Sherlin Chopra and Nasir Abdullah, I want to settle this debate on the bikini. Sherlin Chopra, as an actor yourself, who has been quite vocal about women being allowed to wear what they want, how can today people say we'll ban the movie if this scene is not edited out or that bikini is not taken out? How can you support this demand?
Good evening, ma'am. Ma'am, the controversy is about the makers of Pathan calling Kesariya Rang Besharam Rang. So that is the main issue here. So my question to them is, why do they always create a controversy to get headlines? Why can't they get headlines on the merit of their film?
Ma'am, Ma'am, don't you think that the people who are reading
the sentiment
meaning
behind
into
the color saffron,
who are reading meaning into something being called Besharam Rang, first of all, they have never said that saffron is the Besharam Rang. The Besharam Rang is about something else altogether. Now, I am neither a lyricist and I'm sure neither are you. But this is basically some poetic liberty which has been taken. And the color that they are referring to, there are many colors in that entire scene. Aren't the people who are latching onto one color, one bikini, and then linking it to Besharam the ones who are manufacturing the controversy?
Ma'am, in the name of cinematic liberty and in the name of freedom of expression, is it permissible to label the color saffron as Besharam Rang?
But they haven't. Which line says ki Bhagwa is Besharam? Which line says that?
Ma'am, it is clearly evident. It is clearly evident, and one can call out their mischief just by looking at the visuals of the song.
Honestly, there was that Ranbir Kapoor song which said Kesariya Tera Ishq Hai Piya. But it's got nothing to do with, you know, saying that ki Kesariya sirf ishq ka rang hota hai and take offense at that. That Kesariya hamare kisi religion mein bhi hota hai, so now we'll get offended by that. How have we drawn these linkages?
It's not just about saffron being... Ma'am, it is not just about saffron being the color of Hindutva or saffron being the color of devotion and bhakti for Hindus. No, it is much more than that. Saffron is the color of our national flag. So is the color green. So is the color white.
Yes.
So if Deepika Padukone would have been dressed in a green bikini, even then we would have raised this question. We would have said, no, you cannot ridicule the colors of our national flag.
Are you saying that then all bikinis which are green, white and saffron should be banned? And also blue, because the spokes in the middle are blue.
Ma'am, the question here is why are they calling it Besharam Rang?
But they are not calling it Besharam Rang. And where did our national flag come into this? I mean, I'm pretty certain, no offense, but there are millions and millions of people out there who are wearing white bikinis or who are wearing green bikinis. And who is to make the difference between saffron and green, saffron and orange?
Go around calling their bikini colors Besharam Rang. Ma'am, these are two different things.
Okay, Nasir Abdullah.
Nobody is against a woman donning a bikini. Nobody is against a woman donning a bikini. But then, when a woman wears a saffron bikini and then calls the color Besharam Rang.
But what about white bikini?
It is debatable.
Are we allowed to wear white bikinis or not?
We can wear bikinis of any color.
But why not saffron?
However, we cannot call saffron or green, we cannot call the colors of our national flag Besharam Rang.
Okay. This I have to say with the greatest of respect is quite an artistic interpretation. Nasir Abdullah.
Yeah, it seems that they are changing their views about things. First it was about the saffron aspect. Please, can I talk, Madam Charlene? Is it okay? Can you take a break? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'd hate to be interrupted.
Yes,
and I always wait for other people to speak.
While you talk, can I giggle?
It starts with something.
Please,
madam.
Okay, no heckling, please, because we'll only go downhill from here. Please
refrain yourself. Please refrain yourself. Madam, thank you.
No, because while I was talking, you were giggling and I could hear you.
So here's the deal. It started with the... I haven't even started, madam. Will you please keep your mouth shut? So here's the deal. Mr. Mishra from the BJP, whatever.
You cannot talk to me like this, sir.
Is the minister said something
you cannot
about
talk to me like this.
Aspect.
Okay, I'm going to request for some amount of discipline here. One at a time, please. One at a time. Nasir Abdullah, 30 seconds. Please go on. No personal comments. Then Sharleen Chopra will come back. Yes, go on. Nasir Abdullah.
That is not the way you talk on national television. You asked me to shut my mouth.
Okay,
I can say the same thing to you.
I promise. मुझे क्षमा कर दीजिए. शर्लीन चोपड़ा मुझे क्षमा कर दीजिए. Thank you. Okay, so here's the deal. They start with the saffron thingy, that is this, it's also maybe a sleeve, whatever, and they are saying, all of them are saying that it's offending the sadhu clan who wear this color. So people wear all kinds of the colors, and I am sorry to say it looks like a very weak attempt and very exposed attempt, because the minister also said, mind you, that Deepika Padukone is a part of the Tukde gang. She went to JNU and met these people. She didn't even make a speech. She just went to promote a film or whatever, but what they are saying is, we are going to punish her and also Shah Rukh Khan. So they are always looking for a way to punish these people.
Okay.
Ask the producer and the director, is that what they intended to do? People are saying they are out to demean the flag. That is the latest. So much rubbish is coming out. I am ashamed. I am disappointed. What is going on in the country? They are using anything and everything to say somebody is out to demean the Hindu community and the dharma. It is so much of rubbish. I can't believe this is happening. I can't believe, and I know it is wrong. They are inflaming people. One guy starts a story and then everybody picks it up. Then the Hindu Sangatans come and Shirley Chopra also comes around, say they are insulting the national flag. What a load of rubbish. Thank you very much. I don't have anything else to say.
Tushar Gupta, is this one of those unwise causes to have picked up? By politicians, no less. Tushar Gupta.
Good evening, Padmaja. You know, Bollywood and its audience have never been as distant as they are today. But it has resulted in some Bollywood celebrities over-intellectualizing over issues they have no understanding of, like Amitabh Bachchan did during that Kolkata Film Festival. And it has also unfortunately resulted in some people over-politicizing issues that do not deserve the attention they get, in which case is this Deepika Padukone's song. I don't understand why we are color-coding people or the characters they play in movies just because of some political ideology. Look, I am wearing red on your show today. If this debate was about China, was I supposed to speak in favor of China just because I'm wearing red? Tomorrow, if you're wearing blue, are you not supposed to be critical of the government because the government represents the country and the blue is the part of the flag of the of our country? If tomorrow one of the panelists comments orange, cannot he comment on the government? I mean, what are we really doing here? What kind of color coding is going on? At the end of the day, one thing has to be understood. These are consenting actors, consenting creators. The censor board has approved this. It is consistent with the laws of the land. If someone really has a problem with the lyrics, with the interpretation, with what the audience, with what is happening in the movie, they can very well go to the courts. But I am very much against this color coding by the one set of audience on social media. However, Padmaja, Bollywood has also invited this, needless conspiracy or needless controversy upon themselves because they have also been hypocrites in the past. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that Bollywood is all holy, that they do not insult Hindu sentiments. They have taken Hindu sentiments on the ride. Hold on, sir, hold on. They have taken Hindu sentiments for a ride. Look at what Amir Khan did in multiple movies and look at the consequences he had in Lal Singh Chadda. But let the people decide. Do not take this as a license. I'm not saying Bollywood is holy again. Bollywood is very mediocre industry run by some very mediocre people churning out some very mediocre movies. But that is not a license for anyone to curb anyone's freedom of speech and expression. So let the audience decide. Let it be consistent with the laws of the land. That's all.
Good.
Go on. Nasir Abdullah, why are you rolling your eyes? Good. I think Tushar Gupta is making a very sane point. He's saying there should be no extra constitutional censorship.
Yes, I got it. He is accusing Amir Khan and some others of insisting on upsetting Hindu sentiments, which was definitely not the reason. The idea was to expose blind faith. And in a movie, how do you show it? You make it look like a bloody documentary, people will yawn and go to sleep, and the film will flop. So if they showed a film which was a super duper hit, what do you want to do? I played a pedophile in Phase 3. It was a terrible thing for me because I lost out on work later after, but they had to show it. You can complain. Why did you show this? Pedophilia is a huge problem in India, but we are not going there. But to accuse our actors and our serious actors, Amir Khan, Amitabh Bachchan, Ajay Devgan, Akshay Kumar, all these guys are very, very upright, gentlemen, Indian, and very nice, educated people. Why would any one of them want to mess around? There was a lady on a channel, she was the wife or the mother of a martyr. She said Amir Khan has made Lal Singh Chadda to please the people of a foreign country, next door country, which obviously means Pakistan. I couldn't believe it. The kind of insinuations that they are making out.
Sir, people have the right to have their opinions until the time they don't take the law in their hands. The question being asked, Mr. Abdullah, while you are absolutely right in seeking freedom of speech, why don't you seek the same freedom of speech for, say, a Ketki Chitle? That lady was put in jail. A man in Maharashtra was beaten up. Sunena Hole was also put in jail. Another gentleman was put in jail for writing against the Maharashtra government at that time, led by the Shiv Sena. Don't these people equally have freedom of speech? Nobody is a Pakistani, sir.
Don't give me a lecture.
But similarly, Kangana Ranaut is also not somebody who needs to have her house knocked down.
When you say, hang on a minute, you're an anchor, you're an anchor, you're an anchor. You ask me for my opinion. Can you not tell me how to think?
I am not telling you how to think. I am an anchor and I will ask questions. You will not tell me how to talk either. I am asking you a question. The question is that while your concern for the freedom of speech of Shah Rukh Khan is absolutely legitimate, for what Deepika Padukone is allowed to wear is absolutely correct. But similarly, Kangana does not need to have her office knocked down because she wrote against the Uddhav Thackeray government.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, fine. That was wrong. I don't care. Kangana also made this horrendous statement that India got its independence in 2014, not in 1947. What we got in 1947 was a bheek. So everybody was like stunned. What are you saying? She's suddenly the head of the Department of History.
But you still cannot have, her office knocked down, and the next morning for Samna to say, ukhad diya. At that time, there was nobody who stood up and said, freedom of speech is under attack. Tushar Gupta, then I want to bring in Riju Datta and Shoaib Jamal. Yes. Tushar Gupta, then Riju Datta and Shoaib Jamal. Yes.
I think Nasir wants us all to believe that Bollywood is some kind of a very high intellectual ecosystem that the lesser mortals like us cannot understand. But here's the truth. They make very mediocre movies. And at the end of the day, people have all the right to criticize the songs, the teasers, the movies, the actors, the characters they play, etc., etc. What I do not agree with is when people use that criticism as a platform, as a license to curb the same freedom of speech and expression that these actors enjoy, that are guaranteed to them by the constitution of this land. Everyone has the right to criticize these mediocre movies. But again, no one has the right to color code anyone just to suit their political narrative. That's all.
Riju Datta.
Padmaja, I have some pointed questions. You know, from 2014, India as a country has been welcomed into a theatre of absurdity. My first question is, who has given the patent of the saffron color to the BJP? Is the saffron color BJP's paternal property? And secondly, people sitting here on this panel calling Bollywood mediocre, Bollywood this, Bollywood that. Arey, acha nahi lage to mat dekho. You are the people who are putting Besharam Ram on loop, watching it and then criticizing women and their choices. My question is, nobody knows Riju Datta, nobody knows Tushar Gupta outside this panel or outside this country. But Amitabh Bachchan, Shah Rukh Khan outside this country brings shame to this country. So respect their views. Please understand, Bollywood is not just actors.
Padmaja.
Please, you have your time. Let me finish, please. When boycott is a fundamental constitutional right, anybody can boycott the thing, boycott a movie or whatever. But when the Home Minister of a state, the Chief Minister of a state, the terror-accused member of the Parliament says, "Agar ye movie mein ye gana rahega to sar chhod denge," that is criminal offence. That is anti-constitutional.
Tushar Gupta.
Padmaja, may I have a question, please? You know, Riju Datta is talking about freedom of speech and expression. Watch what you like, what you don't like. Why did the TMC government in 2019 ban a movie called Bhobi Bhyostor Bhoot? I mean, it translates into the ghost of the future. Why did the Supreme Court have to step in and impose a fine of rupees 20 lakhs on the Mamata Banerjee government in April 2019 for imposing a virtual ban on the movie? I mean, Riju Datta can sit here and say that No, Riju Datta can sit here and say, watch what you want, watch what you don't want. Bhai sahab, suniye. BJP is not banning movies. TMC is banning movies. At the end of the day, BJP is not banning movies. BJP is not banning movies. You are the one in 2019 that banned the movie.
Answer that very specific question, Riju Datta. What happened? I thought Kolkata was all about free speech and the free arts.
I'm answering a very specific question.
So, Mr. Tushar,
no, Gobi Shwatar,
the bottom line is this: any movie or any freedom of expression. And let me give you an example also. My Prime Minister is Narendra Modi. I have not voted for him. But if I go and directly abuse the man, also I should be arrested by the law. If a movie
Why did you ban a movie? You're talking here about
peace and harmony, by law it can be banned. But when it is passed by the censor board, then who are you from Swaraj to comment on it? Who are you?
He's asking you a question that you are sitting here and pontificating on free speech after the West Bengal government banned the movie and was fined for it by the Supreme Court.
I just said because at that time we have proved that this movie can create.
But the Supreme Court disagreed, sir. The Supreme Court on the 11th of April 2019, your government banned the movie saying that political satire could cause law and order issues. The Supreme Court imposed a fine of 20 lakh rupees on the West Bengal government because Bhobi Shater Booth was banned by you. The Supreme Court said that you are acting as an extra constitutional censor. What happened to free speech? When it applies to the BJP, which again let me say is completely wrong. Narottam Mishra should not be saying we will ban Pathan. But why did you ban that film, sir? And today you're being holier than thou?
No, we banned the movie. The Supreme Court cleared it. I cannot comment on the Supreme Court.
But why did you ban it?
But even that movie was cleared by the censor board. Why did you ban it?
Who are you to ban movies?
Who are you to ban I am talking to two people who are journalists by profession. What happened to the journalists in Madhya Pradesh who were stripped because they wrote against a BJP MLA? Where were you, Swaraj and newspapers?
Now he's diverting.
Where were you जब चड्डी में पहना के खड़ा कर दिया था जर्नलिस्टों को? तब कहाँ थे आप? What happened to Gauri Lankar?
Sir, why are you deviating? Why are you deflecting and deviating now? He was at the same place that you were when Priyanka Sharma, a Bharatiya Janata Yuva Morcha activist, was picked up and thrust into jail for sharing a meme of Mamata Banerjee. The same place. See, this is what happens. When you are asked questions about what you do in your government, then suddenly it's about law and order. When Narottam Mishra does the same misled thing, then he is a bigot. Shoaib Jamai. Now let me come to the prickly issue. You know, every time we talk about freedom of speech, let's face it, it is not just about a movie or a picturization. It is also about something that all of us seem to have collectively forgotten. What Nupur Sharma said. When Nupur Sharma made a comment on a TV debate, Shoaib Jamai, she was thrown to the dogs. Nobody said this was freedom of speech. Why? Because people took offense. That woman is still living with a sword hanging over her head. Anyone today who says that freedom of speech should be absolute should also stand up for freedom of speech that offends people. Shoaib Jamai.
Okay, fine. Padmaja, I'm not here to speak on the cinematic creativity or the creative freedom, but actually जो इसमें politics जो involve हुआ. Today is a very historic day. आज ही के दिन शाहीन बाग आंदोलन की शुरुआत हुई and I'm right now at the Shaheen Bagh, the historic spot in Delhi. और आज ही के दिन 90,000 पाकिस्तानी सेना के घुटने टिकवाए हम लोगों ने, भारत के लोगों ने. और आज ही के दिन मैं देख रहा हूं कि भारत का जो तंत्र है, जो सिस्टम है, वो ऐसे लोगों के सामने घुटने टेक रहा है जो सेंसलेस है. दे आर एब्सोल्युटली रबिश. ऐसे लोगों के सामने घुटने टेक रहा है. लेकिन मुझे लगता है शाहरुख खान और अमिताभ बच्चन नहीं टेक रहे हैं. आज का युवा,
कौन है ये लोग जिनके सामने भारत का तंत्र घुटने टेक रहा है?
आप नहीं.
कौन है ये लोग जिनके सामने भारत का तंत्र घुटने टेक रहा है?
आपको लगता है? नहीं. हाँ, ये जो हिंदुत्व ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है, ये वेरी टॉक्सिक एलिमेंट जो यहां से हमारे जहर जो घोल रहा है समाज में, इसके सामने हम घुटने नहीं टेकने हैं. आप मुझे बताओ, ठीक है भगवा हमारा भी प्यारा है, आपका भी प्यारा है, सबको ठीक है. जब इसी भगवा रंग को पहन करके यति नरसिंह आनंद महिलाओं के बलात्कार की बात करता है, यही बजरंग मुनि महिलाओं को बलात्कार की बात करता है, बाबा रामदेव कहते हैं महिला कपड़े नहीं पहनती तो ये अच्छी लगती है. भगवा का वहां
बहुत टॉक्सिक है, ये डिविजिव है.
करके ये कहा कि
Even Shah Rukh Khan said that social media is divisive and destructive. Mahesh Bhatt said it is not the spirit of India to reject any idea. So let me ask you again, sir, आप इन लोगों को जो टॉक्सिक बोल रहे हैं, और ये है टॉक्सिक, but let me say very clearly, their bark is worse than their bite. What will the kinds of Vishnu Gupta say? वो जाकर के 3 पुतले फूंक देंगे दीपिका पादुकोण के, उसके बाद कुछ नहीं होगा, उसके बाद पुलिस उनको भगा देगी वहां से. एज अपोज टू वो टॉक्सिक एलिमेंट जिन्होंने पूरे देश में सर तन से जुदा की रैलीज निकाली, जिसकी वजह से एक महिला अभी भी इन हाइडिंग है. उन टॉक्सिक एलिमेंट्स के बारे में आप क्यों नहीं बोल रहे सर? उन टॉक्सिक एलिमेंट्स के बारे में महेश भट्ट क्यों नहीं बोल रहे? वो टॉक्सिक एलिमेंट्स विल डिक्टेट टू अस व्हाट वी डू इन आवर कंट्री. दोस टॉक्सिक एलिमेंट्स, उनके सामने घुटने टेके हैं हमने. उन टॉक्सिक एलिमेंट्स को कौन कॉल आउट करेगा?
एब्सोल्युटली, मैंने सुन लिया आपकी बात. ओके, लेट मी रिस्पॉन्ड टू दिस. ठीक है, उस नुपुर शर्मा के मामले से पहले जो है ना, करनी सेना ने दीपिका पादुकोण का ही नाक काटने पर इनाम की घोषणा कर दी थी. याद होगा जब नुपुर शर्मा पे बात आई तो हमने नहीं कही.
But we will remember the Karni Sena and some random Hindu Sena and some other Sena which will have 4 people burning one putla, but not the actual people who are taking to the streets with their toxicity and their threat, and everyone says sahi kar rahe hain kyunki wo offend ho gaye. Sherlyn Chopra respond, then Tushar Gupta.
Yes, ma'am, when they shout slogans of Sar Tan Se Juda, Shah Rukh Khan and the likes of Shah Rukh Khan do not stand up and say, hey, this is toxic, stop it. We will not put up with this kind of sloganeering. Why don't they say, why don't they talk about freedom of expression then?
Nasir Abdullah?
No.
You want to join in? You want to condemn that? This kind of madness that has taken over the street?
I say, I'm in agreement. If Shah Rukh Khan doesn't say it, I don't know why he didn't say it. I say, kill the man. I say, kill the man who said that.
No, don't kill him, please. No, please, you don't say these things, sir. Nobody should be killed. Everyone should adhere to the law. Shoaib Jamai responding.
Okay, I don't say. No, I say arrest him.
Someone from the porn industry or what?
Okay. Again, I don't want to make this personal. I will give the last comment to Tushar Gupta. Tushar Gupta, this is the exact reason that people like this Hindu Sena, etc. are even given a platform, because it's always seen as a reaction to the continuing silence of the real toxicity that the country chooses to ignore. Tushar Gupta.
Look, at the end of the day, we have to understand. Today, all these people are standing up for one movie, a couple of actors, because it suits their narrative, it suits their monetary interest. I emphasize on the word monetary here. It suits their commercial interest, because if this movie bombs, the future of Bollywood, at least on the big screen, is in a limbo. But my problem is that these people who have a public face, who have a public life, who have a public voice, who people claim are soft power representations, are silent when the likes of Nupur Sharma are hounded, when Kangana Ranaut, one of their own industry members, is hounded, when people who speak up against the government in Maharashtra are hounded, beaten up in broad daylight, then these people are nowhere to be seen. Then these people won't talk about civil liberties.
Yes,
then these people won't talk about civil liberties.
Again, the thing is, the debate is about, freedom of speech. Now, Tushar Gupta wants to know, when will people say what, and what they will say it will be decided by this lot. The bottom line is, I will just quote Thomas Jefferson.
Why was that movie banned in 2019?
Tushar, I will just quote you Thomas Jefferson.
2019. Why was that movie banned in 2019?
I will tell you.
Why was that movie banned in 2019, Riju Datta? Riju Datta, why was that movie banned in 2019?
When injustice becomes a law,
I have exposed you, Riju Datta. Riju Datta, why did the TNC ban the movie in 2019?
Sir, Mr. Datta, this is deflection. Answer specifics, because yours was one of the state where rioting happened after Nupur Sharma's comment, and at that time, nobody said कि while it might be problematic the way she said it, we stand by freedom of speech. Today, what is Mahesh Bhatt saying? That India is not a country to reject any idea. that every kind of conversation should find space in our country, then why is it that everyone is supposed to be okay, as they should be in a civilized country, with a saffron bikini or a green bikini, but suddenly people are not okay with one comment that has been made in a TV debate? Why? At the end of the day, it is one comment. One comment.
Again I'm saying that was not freedom of speech, that was blasphemy. Like I started
What is blasphemy? Blasphemy doesn't exist in India. We are not a Sharia compliant country. There is no concept of blasphemy in our country, sir. What blasphemy are you talking about? In the Indian constitution, there is no concept of blasphemy. What blasphemy are you hiding behind?
No,
and this is ridiculous, because you know what the punishment for blasphemy is. How can you go beyond the remit of Indian law and deem what Nupur Sharma said blasphemy? There is no blasphemy in our country.
No, it was not freedom of speech.
Sir, you are endangering the life of a person by sitting on television and saying what she said was blasphemy. There is no blasphemy in India.
They will decide.
So you will have a bunch of then Hindu loonies saying a saffron bikini is blasphemy. Because the concept doesn't exist. They can tomorrow also take umbrage and say saffron bikini is blasphemy.
Now you are saying that. No, so the concept does not exist. Now the thing is, Padmaja, in freedom of speech, I can have a debate with you. I cannot abuse you, Padmaja.
This was not abuse, sir.
That is abusing freedom of speech.
Okay,
that is abusing freedom of speech.
Tushar Gupta, how do you decide what is abuse? How do you decide? How do you decide that a saffron bikini is kosher, that we will argue like sane people that Besharam Rang doesn't apply to saffron, but you will kowtow to the loonies on the streets and say, Hanji, ye blasphemy hai. Haan, ye blasphemy hai.
Padmaja, I don't decide, you don't decide, and least of all this, Riju Datta definitely doesn't get to decide. But the truth is, please, can you keep quiet? Please, can you keep quiet, Mr. Datta? Padmaja, at the end of the day, we keep blaming that the BJP has done this, the center has done this, but at the end of the day, the truth is, the Bollywood industry, which many claim as the soft power, has not stood up for freedom and creative speech ever. And at the end of the day, the truth is, it's not the BJP. Hold on. At the end of the day, the truth is, it was the TMC that is infamous for banning movies, which the Apex Court has fined them for, not the BJP. So the TMC should not answer.
Let me just say this, sir. In our country, it's only the law that will decide. The censor board will decide what is okay and what is not okay. You cannot sit in government and say, oh, this film was okay to be banned because we thought it was against law and order, but if Madhya Pradesh does it, then they are bigoted. You cannot sit and say, oh, this comment is okay because it's about freedom of speech, but this comment will invite death penalty because it is blasphemy. And while I am, again let me say, as we sit here getting outraged over saffron bikinis, etc., there is still in our country, in the 21st century, a woman who is living under the threat of murder. People have been sent from across the border to behead her. 3 people have been killed in India simply for supporting her. And at that time, all the people who are sitting and pontificating about exchange of ideas and freedom of speech had their lips sewn. And the entire country watched silently. Remember that as you celebrate your New Year. Thanks very much, gentlemen, for joining me.